Hey everybody, Logan here, and internet, make up your mind. Oh, first we had no PS5 Pro, only PS6. Then we had PS5 Slim with the detachable disk drive thing. Now, now we're back to a PS5 Pro. Again, internet, make up your mind. Okay. So with that out of the way, my little opening rant thing. Because yeah, if you guys have noticed, I made a couple of PlayStation 6 videos because apparently that was the scuttlebutt, the news that had been coming that Sony was going to skip the PlayStation 5 Pro and just go straight to the 6. And now looks like we have information right here from Forbes contradicting that. So the reason I decided that this news came out out 2 days ago, a lot of the big channels hit it yesterday, but I wanted to find something a little more concrete, and well, Forbes. So what do we say about that? So let's dive into the article and see what it says. And I don't know how smart of an idea this is with how hard the PlayStation 5 had been to find until just recently. But I've even taken videos and shorts of finding it at local retailers, especially Walmart. My local Walmart has 3 sitting on the shelf. The other day they had 1. Now they're 3 and they're just sitting there. God of War bundles, regular, just sitting there. So let's get into this. Report: the PS5 Pro is in development, has a release window. So this comes from their gaming guy, or we'll call it senior contributor, news and opinion about video games, television, movies, and internet. So, you don't have to agree with everything Forbes reports on. I'm not a big fan of everything they say, but when it comes to video games, they've been pretty spot on for a lot of the things that I've followed. So, is what it is. But it's the game industry. Take it with a grain of salt. Let's read. A new report from Tom Henderson at Inside Gaming says that Sony is indeed again doing a mid-generation PlayStation upgrade, the PS5 Pro, which is currently in development. Do we need a PS5 Pro? The report says that first Sony will release a PS5 with a detachable disk drive later this year to cut down on current PS5 costs, and the PS5 Pro is actually a separate unit that may instead be out by late 2024. Further information suggests that Sony has no plans for a PS6 before 2028. 8-year life cycle. Alrighty, 8-year life cycle. And a PS5 Pro Slim with detachable hard drive, just like rumors say, and then a PS5 Pro. As someone who has invested in current PlayStation 5 hardware, yeah, did I think there'd be a PS5 Pro? Yes and no. I thought there'd be a Slim. With as much power that's behind, this hood of the PS5, I thought best we would get would a Slim down. And a lot of the big YouTubers and big guys in the gaming space have agreed. And now with this report, it's like, man, because I have 2 US ones and I have a Japanese one. One of the US ones is my wife's. That's the one we play games and stuff and watch movies on together. I have my personal one, game room, and then I have my Japanese one here in the office. And this is kind of disconcerting, knowing that they're gonna not just come out with one more model, but 2 more models. Will I get Slim with a detachable hard drive? Probably not. Majority of my games are physical. Yes, I do have a number of digital games, and if you watch some of my recent videos, I might be leaning digital for the PlayStation 5, but this is rather frustrating. So, well, at very least, the timing lines up. PS4 release date November 15, PS4 Pro November 16th, 2016, PS5 release date November 12th. And not wrong. So, if anything, a holiday 2024 release date would be a year later than the Pro upgrade to the PS4 generation. Though that makes some amount of sense given the massive supply shortages the PS5 underwent during its first 2 years of launch, which are only just now starting to subside, like I stated earlier. A 2028 PS6 would be one more year past the PS4 generation length, but again, due to supply delays, that lines up pretty well. The thing is, the PS5 generation, if that's what you want to call it, because we're not talking about the other console. The PS5 generation is just starting to play. I believe, this is my personal opinion, the first big PlayStation 5 game was Ratchet, but the one that really, is full steam ahead, full charge, leading the charge, is the new Final Fantasy 16. Because from here on out, it looks like we're going to have more and more and more and more PlayStation 6. Sorry, PlayStation 5. All these numbers. PlayStation 5 dedicated games, and we're going to see less and less PS4 versions. Hopefully that's the case, so we can actually start officially, start the actual PS5 generation, not PS5, PS4 generation like Microsoft is still doing. Xbox One X, it looks like they're going to be doing, but that's another story. PS4 launched at $400 in 2015, and the PS4 Pro also launched at $400 3 years later. Sony still has $400 and $500 PS5 models based on the disk drive, and it remains to be seen whether or not there would be multiple versions of the PS5 Pro, or if everything is getting this optional disk drive model going forward. It wouldn't be more than $500, sure. There are no details in this report about what exactly is coming as part of the upgrade package for the PS5 Pro. Just some more information, just some info from PlayStation's Mark Cerny that they may be looking to increase ray tracing capabilities. Okay. And then, of course, assumptions about better visuals, performance, speed, etc. But there's nothing concrete about any of that. The thing is, we're at the point where if you're going to upgrade, a mid-gen refresh would probably, in my opinion, it's just going to be ray tracing, solid 60, and that's about it. 60 FPS. I think that's it. That's all you're going to get. Because what more? The console looks really good, and graphically, and then you don't want to do a PS4 to PS5 jump in terms of visuals, because then you might as well just have a PS6. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be less of the bump that PS4 to PS4 Pro was. I think it's going to be more of a streamline, closer to a Switch OLED thing, where it's just more, I guess, I wouldn't even know what to say, where it's maybe just more efficient. That's all I can think of. Yeah, that's the only thing I think. Maybe it's just going to be a more efficient model. I don't know. Better ray tracing, like I said, solid 60 with a bit better GPU. Well, let's continue to read. This article is not too much longer. It's tough to know if an upgrade to a PS5 Pro in a year and a half from now will actually be worth it or not. I've already discussed this. PS4 to PS4 Pro leap was solid, though less significant than the Xbox One X jump. Again, I've talked about that in the past. It remains to be seen whether or not Microsoft will also release a mid-generation upgrade, but the series identifier of the generation always seemed to indicate hardware was on the horizon. but most hardware rumors around Xbox have been about a streaming box that's only meant to play Xbox Game Pass cloud gaming titles, a type of device it seems unlikely Sony would also produce. Again, I've talked about all that before on the channel. Multiple series. I don't think they're going to do anything more powerful than Series X. If anything, they're going to do other series, maybe a more powerful Series X that's digital only. I don't know, because they want you to do all Game Pass. So that's a topic for future video. Once we get, you know, a little more information. Microsoft seems to be resting on their laurels right now, too busy worried about the Activision thing. Rightfully so. Sony is coming off the release of the PSVR 2 as its newest major hardware offering. While the tech was highly praised by VR enthusiasts, it's not yet clear if the market is going to be receptive to yet another VR headset, while the industry remains a niche and VR-based metaverse concepts are fading fast. Even if Sony's unit isn't going down that road, I've heard a lot of, well, this is from the author, I've heard a lot of calls for Sony to get back into the console game between the success of the Switch and the Steam Deck, but we've seen no indication that it's in the cards for the hardware. Now, we'll see if the PS5 Pro does come to pass, but it stands to reason it probably will, and that timing would make sense. There you go. Thank you, Paul. Yeah. So normally when I see stuff like this from Forbes, I tend to be a little more receptive. When it's a company like this, now if it's like Polygon or Kotaku, you just throw it in the trash with everything else they say, because they're just garbage, utter garbage. But Forbes, a bit more credible, a lot more credible. So that's the only thing I could say about that. I've voiced my feelings on this throughout this entire episode. Throughout this entire video has shown my stance on this and how I feel. If it comes out, it comes out. Will I get one? I'll get one. Will I get multiple? No. It's not necessary for what I do. It's not necessary to have multiple. I'll have one. I'll probably end up trading in one of mine, my base one that's in my game room. I'll keep my Japanese, my wife will keep hers, and then I'll just upgrade to a Pro, unless I'll really have to think about it if the Pro has the disc attachment, because I'm not a big fan of that. But then I'll still have two disc models, and then I'd have to get the attachment. I don't know, we'll see. The future's uncertain, and who knows, with everything that's going on right now. Yeah, we'll let me not touch that subject. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Remember to watch our new podcast, Ready to Start. We'll be streaming live starting in April, pre-recorded episodes for the rest of the month, until we get everything down and going. Got one coming this week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow the other guys on this podcast, such as Click to Enlarge Mind Geeks. We're going to have some more guests coming. I've already locked down 3 guests, so hopefully you guys will. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video, follow us on our socials. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.